chair, I promise. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kaley Gray, and I'm making weekly videos every Friday. And if you have not subscribed yet, please hit that red button below and turn on your post notifications. I am currently in Nashville, and I am with Sarah Cowart. I said it right, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
I got it right. And we became friends through social media, Side Hustle Social. And it's so funny because we've, been following each other on Instagram. And I actually opened the door when you walked in today.
Yeah.
We had like a meet and greet, and it was so funny. I was like, oh my gosh, it was just like I had seen you before. We've been friends for forever. So I was so excited to interview her for today and kind of tell us a little bit about what you do, because I know you've had some big life changes, and so yeah.
So just a little bit about me, and so I'm in my past life, I like to say, I was an academic counselor at a few different institutions across the U.S., meaning I worked with college student athletes on a daily basis, really diving deep into their lives, their majors, really working through day-to-day life with them, which was so incredible. But what I really started to see was it was just more than college student athletes that really needed that day-on-day, like academic coaching. So I decided that it was time for a big life change. I sold my house, moved my stuff, quit my job, and moved from Pennsylvania back to Alabama, and have decided to really open up my own academic coaching business to where I can start to reach more and more college students and really provide them just the resources and the tools and strategies they need to be successful not only in college but also as they move on.
That's
in life.
amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm going to be sure to link everything below so that people can check it out, because that is just, wow, that's amazing.
Thanks.
So a conversation like we've kind of had is we both have moved away from home, single, and just when you go and you're living in a new place and you have to find that new church and you go to church, sometimes you're sitting alone.
Yeah.
And now I can say that I am okay with it. Like, I can go to church and sit alone, but that's not what church is about. It's about that community. And so we're just going to kind of share some stories that we have had, and just to encourage you if you are, somewhere and you are kind of scared to go to church. Because there are those feelings like...
Yeah, and I think it comes from a place of like when you are single and you're trying to find that church family and trying to find that church home in a new place, in a new city, there is that fear of maybe even sometimes you feel unsafe because you don't know anybody.
Yeah.
But like, we just want to encourage you through this conversation too that there is safety in that. And we want to encourage you just to go. And go and sit, even if you sit alone, because we hope to today that through our stories, we can just share like what it's meant for us, because some of the people that we've met, and really and truly how they've poured in our lives when we've been sitting on the end of that pew by ourselves, and the journey that we've kind of gone through.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm a pastor's kid, so not that I was required to go every week, but I go every week to church regardless of, if I am by myself or not. And so I remember when I moved to Oklahoma, and I did have friends that I would sit with, but there was a season of life where I would text like probably 5 different people and see if they wanted to sit together on a Sunday morning, and they were all busy. Like, nobody would be able to sit, and I just was like, oh my gosh. And so I like to sit close to the front, and I don't like to be distracted. I don't know, the PK in me probably. But I happened to sit by this 90-year-old woman. And during the meet and greet time, she started praying for me, literally read my mail. And I just was like, oh my goodness, I'm going to be sitting by her every week now. And after that, there was some other ladies, and we just kind of like all sat together. Granted, I was probably the youngest one on the row by probably 20 or so years, so I always called them my golden girls.
I love that.
And it was just so neat. And now, like, they email me every week to see if I need a seat. So thank you, Nan. I appreciate that. And, it's just having that community, that family. We're a different generation, Most people could think that we have nothing in common. And some people have made comments, they're like, I can't believe you're, sitting with these people. But it's so good because I learned so much from them. And so that's something I want to encourage you guys, like, sit by a different generation than what you are, because that's how you learn. You have this opportunity you're not sitting alone, but to meet these other people. And it's forever changed my life. I'll say that.
I love that, Kaley, because I think if we think about like just those communities and the friends and the people that we find in that space, they really not only pour into us, but then we have an opportunity to pour into them too. And I think back to, I've moved quite a bit.
Yeah, it sounds like you have way more than me.
As I've moved and as I've like tried different churches and found church homes, like I think back to those people who have really poured into me. And I always think about, one in particular when I lived in Mobile, and I had a group of friends who I knew, they always saved me a seat. And there was comfort in that I always knew if they were going to be there, I had a place to sit. And to this day, like those people are my friends. They're my people. I still talk to them. We don't live in the same city anymore. And that has been years. I mean, that's been 5 years ago.
And did you say, were they married?
Yes, they were married.
Okay.
Had kids.
And they wanted you to sit with them,
Yeah. And so I think that's what I want to like really just encourage you guys too. If you're not single and you are married, or you have a family, or maybe it's even that it's just you and your husband and all of your kids have gone and they moved out of the house. Like if you see that person who you kind of noticed every Sunday, they're sitting by themselves. Maybe you still sit in the same seat every Sunday.
Don't we all?
But just get up and go and sit with them. Like, just ask them, do you mind if we sit with you? And then make that your new seat. Introduce yourself to them and then ask them, hey, do you want to sit with us next Sunday? You don't have to ask them to go to lunch. You don't have to ask them to go to coffee. You don't have to do any of those additional things. All you have to do is offer to sit with them for that next Sunday, because that's going to mean so much more to them as a single person to know every Sunday they have a place where they can feel comfortable and they can feel safe and they know that there's community in that. Because then out of that comes discipleship and conversation, and you really get to pour into not only them, but then they get to pour into you, which is really, really cool.
And I think with that, so many times we wait to be asked to do something, and you just have to step out of your comfort zone and like be like, hey, do you mind if I sit with you? And then from that, the conversation happens, and then now I get emails every weekend to see if I need a saved seat. And so I think that's so important to just not wait for somebody to do something, but you have to do it.
I think that's a great point, because even if like you are that single person, it's time for you to take action. If you see that same couple sitting in that same spot every Sunday, go and sit with them. They don't mind you sitting with them. And then that then opens the door for you guys to connect. And even like that couple, introduce yourselves. Like you don't have to invite them for lunch. You don't have to take them to coffee.
Yeah.
All you have to do is let them know that that single person can come and sit with you next Sunday. That's it.
It is. It's important to have that church family, that community. And as hard as it is to take that action, it's just something you have to do. And I feel like it's something you have to do more so as a single than married, because you will have that spouse with you someday to sit with every Sunday. But until then, be sure you find a community of people that you have. And, if you don't have that, like we said, we hope this encouraged you to just take action and go find somebody to sit with. So
yeah, and if you're in either one of our towns and you follow us on social media, please reach out to us.
Yes.
Because we would love for you to come sit with us at church. We would so be honored for that.
That would be so fun. I love that. We need to do it sometime. That'd be so cool. Oh, well, thank you so much, Sarah. This is so good, and like I said, I'll have all of her information linked below, and I will see you guys all next Friday.